happy Sunday. We have a bonus video this week, which will be my May monthly haul. So I have a bunch of books to share with you, which is how this monthly haul video originated. I used to just share the books that I picked up, but then I started throwing in some other little things. So I have books, I have some coloring books, I have some jewelry, and some beauty stuff. So I think I'll save the books for last because that is the the bulk of the haul. And that way, if you're not interested, you can skip along if you would like. So I'll start first with the coloring books. It's been a couple of months since I've picked up any coloring books because I haven't been coloring, something that I very much need to get back into. I love to color. It's just kind of been focusing a little bit more on diamond painting again. So I did pick up a couple of coloring books, actually a few coloring books, that were some new releases in May. I keep forgetting it's June. So some of these are, basically these are my favorite coloring book artists. I have two from Coco Wayo and one from Boiki. I feel like I could get in trouble if I said that wrong. So the first one is Sunny Days. Honestly, the cover on this one is just so adorable. And the cover photo is actually a page that you can color. But just some really adorable images. I like look at the little sailboats, and she's applying sunscreen. That's so cute. Basketball. This is obviously a summer themed one, and I did want to have a summery, look at that. I did want to have a summery, coloring book. That one is adorable. I think this is actually going to be one of the first ones that I color. But I do love this artist. I have, oh gosh, I think I have like 3 or 4 coloring books from this company, and they're adorable. Here's the cover image. And then also from this artist, I think this one came out a couple of months ago. I just wasn't picking up coloring books at the time. This one is Happy Moments. Again, the cover is adorable. Oh look, I flipped right to the to the cover image. Just lots of really cute ones. Again, kind of some springy, summery images. I love that this coloring book artist uses pigs in particular. I feel like you get a lot of cats. I feel like a lot of coloring books like this have alligators and stuff like that, but this one uses pigs quite a bit, and I think that that is just adorable. We have pigs at the beach. And I do think this one is very, very cute. And then from Coco Wayo, I think these are their 2 most recent releases. So we have The Little Cat, which obviously I was going to pick up. And I think this coloring book follows like the same cat through different parts of the day type of thing. Really cute. I do like this one quite a bit. And then Little Cuddles, I think is the most recent release. There's a cow in this one. I feel like you get a lot of bears and a lot of frogs from this artist. Oh, and bunnies. Look at that one. It's a hippo that's a mermaid. Just very cute. These are definitely my type of coloring book pages. I do like that there's a little bit of detail, but it's not super complicated. So those are the 4 coloring books that I picked up. Something random that I did pick up are these USBC dust plugs. I did a Hobby Lobby haul a couple of weeks ago. Nope, not weeks, a couple of months ago, where I picked up some beads, and I had mentioned wanting to make some dust plugs for my Kindle. So you can add different types of charms to this little clear loop here, and then you plug this into, your charging port, and it kind of protects your charging port, and it just looks cute. So I got that. This was a set of, it doesn't say, I think maybe 8, 2, 4, 6, maybe 10. Yeah, I think it's 10 for like $5 or something. So it'll give me some options. I can make some like different themed ones for seasons and holidays and all that stuff. So I've got those. I will leave a link for everything I got on Amazon. I will leave a link for you guys. No, that's not right. I will leave a link to my Amazon storefront, and I will have a May haul like folder, and it'll have everything that I show you that I picked up on Amazon. So all of these things so far I did get on Amazon. Also, I did buy a new Kindle case for summer. I'm going to try an actual case. Let me actually go grab my Kindle. Hold on one second. Okay, so this is what my Kindle case looks like. I have just one of the clear ones, and I have some stickers, and then I have a pop socket on it. But from Etsy, I'll pop a picture of it here. It hasn't come yet, but I will share it in next month's haul. But it's like a really pretty, I feel like the trend of summer this year is coastal, what are they calling it? Like coastal, I can't remember the name of it. It's like coastal granddaughter or something, or like something like that. So it's like, I don't know how to explain it. Basically, the case that I bought, I guess, is kind of like the quote-unquote aesthetic for the summer. I'm too old to be aesthetic, but I do like some of the cute, trendy things, and I thought it was a really pretty case. So I will be parting with my stickers and my clear case for a while so that I can try that style of case. It actually has like a hand loop, so I'm excited to give it a try. So I did order that in May, but it hasn't come yet. And I thought it would be the perfect time to make some like themed dust plug cover things. So that's the plan with those. Unrelated, but that's my Kindle. I also did buy a new phone case for summer. This is kind of the aesthetic theme as well, the coastal type thing. So we do have some cowboy boots, which if you guys follow like the books that I like to read, I love cowboy romances. So we've got some of those. We have some seashells and all that fun stuff. So really fun case. I got that on Amazon. Let's stick with the seashell theme. I did pick up some jewelry for summer. The first thing I got was a really pretty anklet. I don't buy super expensive jewelry. I love jewelry, but I'm not the most gentle on it. So I don't spend a lot of money on my jewelry. I do love to wear ankle bracelets, especially in the summer. So I got this really pretty pearl and seashell bracelet. This is from Amazon. I think it was like $9.99 or something. Very pretty. I love pearls on my jewelry. So I got that, and I will show you, actually, I guess I'll show you now. These magnetic jewelry clasps are a complete game changer. If you have, maybe you have arthritis, you struggle with your hands, you live by yourself, so there's nobody to help you clasp your necklaces. These are amazing. I love them on ankle bracelets because it just makes it so much easier to get them on and off. So I did buy a new pack. Again, these are from Amazon. I think they're called magnetic, like chain extenders or something. I don't really use them for the chain extending aspect because I feel like I have pretty standard size like wrists and ankles and like neck. It's a weird thing to say, but I feel like I do. But what you do is you attach one side to the claw, or like the last lobster clasp or whatever. So you attach one side there, and then you figure out the size or the length that you need, and you attach the other side, and then they just magnetize together. Game changer. Complete game changer. I love them. Steven is usually asleep or at least still in bed when I get ready for work, so he's not always coherent enough in the morning to like clasp my necklaces and stuff. So this is just total game changer. Highly, highly recommend. I will link these. I think I got a pack of 8. This is my second time purchasing these. I like to have them on every necklace that I own. In the past, I have gotten them in like a silver and a gold multi-pack, but I gravitate towards gold jewelry more in the summer. So I went for just a gold set this time. So I got the ankle bracelet. I did get a regular bracelet. This one is really cute. Can you guys tell I'm into seashells and pearls this summer? That's kind of my go-to. What's going on here? Oh, there we go. So here's the bracelet. So it has an L for Laura, obviously. Similar style pearl and a similar style seashell. The only thing is this is like a paper clip chain versus just like a regular chain. I think I kind of overlooked that when I was buying them, but I still feel like they go together quite well. Let's see if I can show you. So the pearls are like pretty dang close. And the seashells are a little bit off just because this is a little bit smaller, but I think they still go together. And then I also bought something else that's very trendy this year, which is a charm necklace. Let's see if I can get this out. I put it back in the box. I don't know why. It's from the brand Roomgi. Again, Amazon, not super expensive. I really don't own any expensive jewelry. I have a couple of I have like one family heirloom piece that I would consider to be expensive, but my everyday jewelry is definitely not. So here is the necklace. I'm gonna lay it down so I can hopefully show you. The only thing is, for me, the gold color is a little bit off on this one. It's just a little bit darker. I feel like it looks a little bit more fake than the bracelet and the anklet, so that's a little bit unfortunate, but it has a similar kind of paperclip clasp to the bracelet, and I do think it's cute. I feel like the pearls go together, and then we have some seashells and a sun charm. So really cute. Again, it's something trendy. I feel like it's not something I would need to spend a lot of money on anyway, or that I would want to spend a lot of money on, but I feel like that's kind of going to be my summer jewelry staple here. And then I did also put one of the magnetic clasps on the necklace, and you know, it's going to come apart if you yank on it, but definitely doesn't go anywhere. I'm somebody who plays with my hair all day. I move it from side to side. I put it behind me. I pull it to the front, and I've never like accidentally unclasped these. It's just more of a, okay, when I'm ready for it, it's just so easy to pull on and off. So if you have little kids who like to grab at your jewelry, I mean, you're definitely gonna have to make that call, but just for ease, I really do like those magnetic clasps. Why is that word so hard to say? Okay. I did pick up a couple of beauty things this month. I wanted a waterproof mascara for, I know I say it weird. I wanted a waterproof mascara for summer. My job, I'm still in my temporary office location, and we do not have AC, so I have a lot of fans set up, but it does still get warm in there, so I wanted to make sure that my mascara wasn't running down my face. And then obviously we will be at the lake and stuff a lot this summer, so I went for the new Maybelline Colossal Bubble. There's something on here. I used this a couple of times. I really like it so far. I feel like it makes my eyelashes look really good. I will say, and I'm not somebody who like often compliments myself, but I will say that I'm very fortunate in the eyelashes department. I do have pretty long eyelashes, pretty full eyelashes. They curl really easily, so I feel like I pretty much always luck out with mascara, but I do really like this one quite a bit, and it is the very trendy butter yellow color. And then I picked up the Sachu lip liner stain. My niece, Elizabeth, if you're watching this, go away. I love you, but go away. Her birthday is next week. I think it's next week. And she had asked for a lip stain for her birthday. And I know that this brand is very popular. So I found a set on Ulta that was their lip stain and their lip gloss. So I got her one, and then I got one for myself as well. I got it in pinked. I've used it a couple times, and I will say it's quite a bit darker than I was expecting. I hope my sister is okay with the color for Elizabeth. I mean, obviously they can return it if they want to, but I like it. I feel like it stays pretty well, but I definitely would not leave it on for, I think they recommend like 10 to 15 minutes. I did that the first day, and I went to give Steven a hug goodbye before I went to work, and he was like, "Do you have lipstick on?" And I was like, "Oh God." I was like, "Is it too dark?" So if you try these, I don't know, this looked like one of the more normal colors to me, but maybe I would go for a nude instead of this pink one. I don't know. I need to play around with it, take it off a little bit sooner, I think. But it definitely stays. I would say it works. So I got the lip stain and then the clear gloss in bunny ear. This came as a set. Okay, so that is all of my non-book stuff. I'm going to move some things around. I'll be right back. Okay, books. Let's see. I picked up 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17 books, which I feel like I'm usually around like 15. Ugh. Yeah, I bought too many books this month, but I ended up signing back up for Book of the Month in May because there was a new release that they had a special edition sprayed edges for. So this book only ended up costing me like $4 because, you know, I haven't been subscribed with them in a while. So they were like, resubscribe and get your first book for $4. So I did that and I got the book Silver Elite. Now, this book came to me damaged. It came, I don't really know what happened. It seems to have kind of settled down a little bit. They have replaced it. I did send pictures. I think the new one is actually on its way to me, but it's gotten a little bit better as it's been in my stack, but all the pages were like really, really wiggly. So they have replaced it. You can see the back cover is like, I don't know what happened there. So I think the new one is on my way, but this is on the way. This is Silver Elite by Danny Francis. It says, my name is Ren Darlington. I've been hiding who I am my entire life. Today will be no different. I think this is a fantasy romance. It's the first book in a series. I think she's psychic or something. I don't know. It kind of popped off online. People were talking about it. It kind of came out of nowhere. So when I saw the Book of the Month had the sprayed edges, I was like, okay, sure, why not? I can get it for $4 instead of paying full price. So I got the book and then I got to choose a free hat. And I chose the one that said, Born to Read, Forced to Read Emails. I work in IT. I thought that one was very funny. This one has been sitting around, so it definitely needs to be lint brushed since I do have a cat. But you know, summer's coming, beach trip, we'll be on the lake, baseball hat is always needed, so I thought that one was funny. So that was Book of the Month, and then I think a lot of these are new releases. I should have sorted out. That's not a new release, that's not a new release. I don't think that is either. And this is not either. Okay, so for not new releases, Target, I believe it was Target that had a buy one get one half off sale. So I picked up a couple of older books from that. The first book I have here, actually this is a new release. The first book I have that I picked up from that buy one get one half off sale is King of Envy. This is by Anna Huang. This is book 5 in her Kings of Sin series. I have the whole series. I have not read these books yet, so I think this came out in like March of this year, and I decided not to pick it up until I caught up on the series, but with the sale, I was like, okay, fine. So there was another book that I really wanted, and I decided that I would pick this one up since it was on sale. So this is King of Envy. She has a series going that follows all of the deadly sins. I've heard it's really good. I need to get on it. I need to catch up. Next up, we have Leave Me Behind by K.M. Moranova. This is a book that I've had my eye on. I've actually had it out with Kindle Unlimited Sorry for the train. I have the window open. Hold on one second. Okay, I think the train has passed. And I also decided to sit down because I don't know why I was standing. Anyway, I picked up Leave Me Behind by K.M. Moranova. This is a book that I have had my eye on for a very long time. It is on Kindle Unlimited. I have had it on borrow from Kindle Unlimited for a very long time now. I feel like I needed to be in the right kind of headspace to read this one. It's a very dark military romance, I believe. Yeah, so the female main character is a sole survivor of an elite dark forces military squad, and she loses her whole crew, but then she's recommended to like this really elite special forces team, and that team blames her for the death of her whole crew, so they don't want her, type of thing. So it seems very interesting. I've heard really, really good things about it, but the reason I picked up the physical copy was because I have heard that this is being picked up by a traditional publisher, and I really wanted this artwork. So this artwork on the cover is actually done by the author, which is amazing. She did all of the artwork, so the cover, and then each chapter page has the image of the person whose point of view it is. So this is Nell. Like, the artwork is just absolutely amazing. And then, do I have one of... Nope. What's his name? Nope, that's you again. Nope, that's you again. Nope. Come on. There he is. This is Bradshaw. Hello. Oh my Lanta. Okay. So I decided that I wanted to pick up the indie cover before it was gone. And if I love it, I will probably pick up the traditionally published version just because I've heard so many good things about this one. So I picked up that. And then also a part of the Target buy one get one half off sale is When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. This is book 1 in the Moonfall series. I have heard absolutely amazing things about this book, and it was really cheap with the sale, so I did decide to pick it up. I think I'm gonna hold on to this one. Look how freaking big this book is. Like, what was I thinking? 690 pages, it looks like. It looks like it would be more, if I'm being honest with you, but I think I'm gonna hold on to this one until the fall. I generally read fantasy romance more so in the fall and winter, so I did decide to pick this one up. It's been on my radar for a really long time. With the sale, it was very cheap, and I'm excited to read it, just not yet. And then also for an older book, not a new release, this is The Wallflower by Sally Louise. I came across this book, look how small the text is, oh my god. I came across this book because there was some random person named Sally Louise on, I want to say like Instagram Threads, who was, I think she's also an author, who was accusing this author of stealing her name and like writing books under her name. And this woman, this Sally Louise, was like, my book has been out, like this is legally my name, and was like willing to prove that her name was legally Sally Louise. And then this other Sally was like, no, you stole my name. It was so much drama. And I was on the like one of the threads that this author wrote, and people were saying how amazing this book was. So I decided to support this Sally Louise and pick up the book because, first of all, the artwork is gorgeous. I think this is another case of this artist drew. Yeah, the cover is this artist's artwork as well. And it says book cover and illustrations. So I don't know. I don't see like chapter headings or anything, so I wonder if there's maybe some artwork or something. I don't know. Anyway, I think it's gorgeous. This one is, Lily is a people-pleasing wallflower with an inability to stand up for herself and crippling anxiety. Lily and I are the same person. She comes across an illegal basement fight club, and she finds one of the fighters outside of her apartment, barely conscious and bleeding. So she brings him inside, and who knows? This is a slow burn, dual POV, contemporary romance filled with angst, love, self-discovery, and just enough heartbreak that will keep you wanting more. So that's that. I haven't heard of anybody that I usually follow talk about this one, but the comments on that post were like talking about how amazing this book was. So I decided to pick it up. Okay, excuse me. I think the rest of what I have for you guys here are all new releases. May was a pretty heavy new release month, and I did a little bit of damage. So first up, we have Older by Jennifer Hartman. This is a book that was picked up to be traditionally published. So this book has been out. I actually have the audiobook for this one, and I've had my eye on it for a while. And when I saw the traditionally published version with the sprayed edges, I decided to grab it. This is I think this is a pretty big age gap romance. I'm fairly certain that it is her best friend's dad or stepdad. I like age gap romances. I don't know why, but I am intrigued by this one. The content warnings say this book has heavy themes, including child abuse and neglect. It also depicts a large age gap between the leads. While I always put delicate care into my words, the story may not be for everybody. So I'm excited for this one. And again, I like the sprayed edges. I enjoy books that make me feel. So next up we have, interesting. This is the book that I think made me do that buy one get one half off Target sale. So I had pre-ordered this one. This is Only Mine by Laura Pavlov. If you've watched my last few monthly hauls, this series has been in it every month because it was picked up by a traditional publisher and it was being released with these sprayed edges. So if you put them all together, it makes a mountain scene. Honey mountain, so it makes a mountain. But my Amazon pre-order just like would not ship. It wasn't a problem with my card. There was no issue. It was just like when I went to check, it said it was back ordered. So then I was really nervous that I wasn't going to get a sprayed edges one. So I ended up canceling my Amazon order and placing it for a Target pickup instead so that I knew that I would get one of the sprayed edges. Thankfully, that worked out in my favor. And obviously I did pick up some more books. So I guess it really worked out in my favor. But I'm very happy to have this series in its complete traditionally published version with the sprayed edges. I think I have like I think I have 2 more books in this series to read. I did not realize that this was blurbed by Liz Tomforde. Ooh, I have a book from her coming up later. So I'm very excited to finish this series and then move on through the Laura Pavlov worlds. So that is Honey Mountain. Next up, we have Riding the High by Paisley Hope. I have read this one. I read this one in May. Did this actually come out in May? Yeah, okay. I wanted to make sure I was on the right track here. This was a new release. It is book 3 in her Silver Pines series. This one is an accidental marriage, like Las Vegas thing. He is the new sheriff and she is the daughter of a congressman. Yeah, she's the daughter of a congressman and they decide to stay married because they don't want to, like, he's newly the sheriff, so he doesn't want to think that he doesn't want his people to think that he's like irresponsible. And her dad is like running for something. I don't know if he's running for re-election or a higher office. I can't quite remember. So they decide to stay married, pretend, and then it goes from there. So I did like this one quite a bit. I think the next book in this series comes out very soon. Next up, we have Problematic Summer Romance by Allie Hazelwood. This is her newest release. It is on my TBR for June. I'm very excited to read this one. This one is another age gap. I honestly don't know really anything about this book, and I kind of want to keep it that way. I've heard mixed reviews, so I kind of just want to see how I feel about it. Obviously, it takes place at a wedding. I don't know whose wedding, but it takes place at a wedding, and I am very excited. I have the audiobook for this one as well. I really enjoyed Allie Hazelwood's last few books. I'm not crazy about her first ones because they're like very heavy STEM romances. And even though I'm a woman in tech, like it's just not, not something I really want to read about. Those people are very, very smart. But I've enjoyed her last few books quite a bit. The next one we have is One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune. I ended up getting this one from Walmart because there was a bonus chapter or something. I have read everything that Carly Fortune has put out. This is on my June TBR. And the second I saw this cover, like a year ago when she first previewed it, I was like, that is a summer read, 100%. I love the little power boat. And I think this one ties into Every Summer After, I believe, which was her last book. I think this is a sibling from one of the characters. So I'm excited to read this one. I also have the audiobook for that. Next up, we have Filthy Rich Fae Fallen Court. This is book 2 in the Filthy Rich Fae series. It has beautiful sprayed edges that match the first one. I think... Does this pick up? I don't recall if this picks up immediately after the first book or if this is another character in the family. I read the first book a long time ago at this point, so I might need to do a quick little recap of that before I dive into this one, but I loved her Filthy Rich Vampire series, and then obviously I went on to book 1 of Filthy Rich Fae, so I'm very excited to have this one. I just need to, I think I need to refresh a little bit. Unfortunately, the metallic letters have kind of, they didn't come in great shape, but that's okay. So Filthy Rich Fae, I think this is also on my June TBR. Not gonna lie to you guys, I have not been reading very much, so yikes, I'm not doing so good. Next up is Taming the Heart. This is book 3 in the Crimson Ridge series by Elliot Rose. I have read books 1 and 2. I loved book 1. I liked book 2. I'm very excited for book 3. I think this will definitely beat book 2 for me. That one was just a little bit too taboo for me. These are definitely taboo romances, age gaps. I think this dude is married, if I'm remembering correctly. So I think he's going through a divorce, but I think he's still married at this point. So definitely taboo if you're into that type of thing. But I do love the covers on these ones. All right, next up, I have 2 books, 2 of the same. Now, this is a little bit of an interesting situation. First of all, this is Rewind It Back by Liz Tomforday. Oh, interesting. That's so funny. So Liz Tomforday blurbed Laura Pavlov's book, and now Laura Pavlov has blurbed Rewind It Back. That's so funny. Okay, so I bought both covers because I have the rest of the series in these like cityscape covers. This is the indie version. So I own the series already in all of the indie covers. This follows Rio. He is part of the friend group of this whole series. I've been waiting for his book since book 1. I liked it quite a bit. I have read this one. It wasn't my favorite. My favorite is still book 3, which is Caught Up. But I think this gets either 3rd or 4th place. I can't remember. I can't decide off the top of my head. This is a second chance romance, which isn't my favorite trope, but I did really like the book as a whole. So I had to buy this cover to match the rest of my indie covers. Now, this book has also been picked up by a traditional publisher. I think it's been picked up with Entangled. So they're all getting new covers with sprayed edges, but they're printing them out of order. So book 5 came out first traditionally. So these were released on the same day. And once this special edition with the sprayed edges is sold out. You won't be able to get it. So if you want the whole series to match, you had to buy this book now. So book 5 came out first, and then book 1 I think comes out in like September or something. So do I have both covers? Yes. Will I keep both covers? Yes. I very much enjoy this series. These are all sports romances. Book 1 and book 5 are hockey. Book 2 is basketball, and book 3 and 4 are baseball. So sports romances, they're really good. I think my ranking is book 3, book 4, book 2, book 5, and then book 1. I think that's my ranking. Didn't love book 1. If you didn't love book 1, but you didn't stick with the series, I would definitely recommend trying book 2 and then book 3, because book 3 is the best. I love that one. So I did buy 2 of the same book. Next up is the paperback release of Iron Flame. I already own this in hardback, but the paperback came out with the dragon sprayed edges. I do have the paperwork. Why can't I talk today? Yikes. I do have the paperback of Fourth Wing, so I'm going to keep it going, and now I have the paperback of Iron Flame. I would probably read the paperback if I decided to do a reread, so there's that. Then we have Releasing 10 by Chloe Walsh. This is book 6 in the Boys of Toman series. I have only read books 1 and 2. This is a very... I wouldn't consider it like a dark series, but I would consider it like a very deep series. So I stopped after book 2. I will eventually go back and read the whole series. They're always on my mind, but I know that the 3rd book in the series is just going to completely break me. So I haven't picked up the rest of the series, but if you want the matching spines, you have to pick it up on first release. So I did order Releasing 10 so I could have the ombre spines. I know I'm crazy, but it's fine. So Releasing 10, I've heard mixed things about this one. I've heard that it's very dark and that there are no trigger warnings. I don't know exactly what happens because I'm trying not to be spoiled for the entire series. But I don't see any trigger warnings. So I feel like people are pretty upset about the lack of trigger warnings. So much so that the author came out and like made a video about it. And yeah, so proceed with caution. I have a guess of what one of the big things is, but I'm not going to spoil it for anybody. But definitely do your own research if you are interested in this book. If you're interested in the series as a whole, I would do a little bit of research for that. And then the final book, this is a Target exclusive. This is The Knight and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. This is the author of the Two Twisted Crowns series, which I own, but I haven't read. But I really wanted the Target edition, which is pink. I think the regular edition is blue. But everything in this is, oh gosh. Everything in this is pink. So the cover, isn't it so pretty? And then it has a pink map. The Stonewater Kingdom. And I've heard it has these really cool, I can't remember what these pages are called when they're like, not perfect. I can't remember what the name of them are, but it just looks really cool. I do have like a little piece of glue here somewhere that I need to try and track down, but really pretty. So I did decide to pick up the Target edition of this one because it's pink and I like it. So that is my haul for this month. Definitely book heavy. But I feel like these hauls are always kind of book heavy. So that is going to do it for today. Like I mentioned, I will share my new Kindle case in next month's haul video. It says it's in New York, but it's been sitting in New York for a bit longer than I'm comfortable with. So I hope it shows up eventually. Time will tell. And I'm trying to think. Oh, if you saw I did do a craft haul earlier this month from Target and Michael's. I did pick that stuff up this month as well, so if you want to see that, I will try to remember to leave a link to it somewhere. I did pick up some new craft kits from both Target and Michael's. So I was a little bit spendy this month. I'm hoping for June I can rein it in a little bit. I don't know. I'm trying to think of what I've already bought in June, and I'm already kind of like, I don't think you're succeeding. So anyway, I do have a birthday to shout out today. So this video is going up on Sunday, so I am a day late, but Saturday the 7th was Bridget Benicasa 8057's birthday. My handwriting is very messy on this calendar, so I apologize if I got your name wrong, but I hope you had a wonderful birthday. It is very crappy weather where I am, so I hope you had a much nicer day than I do have going on here. And if you see Bridget in the comments, please wish them a happy birthday. And I think that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know what you guys picked up in the month of May. Did you buy any books? Did you buy any diamond paintings? What did you pick up? And that's going to do it. I feel like I'm very rambly today. I need to film for the week, but for some reason I can't speak very well today, so that might have to wait until tomorrow. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!